Garfield, welcome back to Opening Hour and day 5 of our Garfield build, and this is what we completed on day 4. So we have our little electric box, very cool, love this. We also had our this was a bit tricky to put together, but we got there in the end. They did make it actually easier. I made it much more complicated myself than it needed to be, but why is that not going all the way back? Oh, it is all the way back. And you can also do it with the little tabs on the back here as well. So you can open and close. Yeah, what does one expect, right? And so I think that's rather turned out delightful. We have a refrigerator. Love the fact that the door opens on that too. And then we have our little till receipt. So I was thinking, this is your scanner. This is what you see that you've bought with your list of items, and then your receipt is churning away there. Should have curled this before I put it in. Should have curled it. Would have made it a lot better. And then we had a table. So what are we starting with today? So for today, okay, sorry, just suddenly was thinking to myself, did I actually say what build it is? Anyway, it's the, if I didn't, and I can't recall, it's the Garfield, model. This is not what I want, wrong box. This is the next thing we will be doing. Let's try and get the right one. So it's this one here, and we are making a welcome sign. There you go. And so here it does have one side which has a pattern. I think that's where this is going to go. So we are going to stick that on first. So again, it does have this. Yeah, not even attempting the glue, by the way. We're done. Done on me attempting the glue. I've tried. We will stop talking about it. And just put this on where the lines are. And that will be that. Oh, this has a little arrow on. Probably a very important point. Okay. So I was hoping that without the board I'd be able to remember what is central and what isn't, but that's about central. So I'm just going to put a couple of dabs of glue on here. One more on top there then. And then make sure it doesn't have any strings. And then put this picture side down, lining up there on the lines. Okay, press, turn over. That is what we have. So again, paste buds. Let me try and this angle a bit better. Okay. That should work better, so I'm not stretching so much. And then we have this backing board. So we have an arrow on here, and it wants you to use the first part of this with the arrow going away for in here. So let's see if it needs to have glue. I don't think it will. Let's try it with tweezers then. Move the board now. Okay, let's get that sign back in place. That kind of knocks out the bottom here because of the thickness of the board. So let's try that again. It will also hold the board in if we can get it on, right? Okay. I think we'd be okay without glue. And then we put this piece on like so on this one with the side of the arrow. So I think the idea is that it's meant to swing back and forth, so I don't think we want to stick it to this, but I am going to stick it to the other part. I want to keep falling off. My signpost is very crooked now. Because it moved out the way. And then I think this is meant to come off and go on. I don't know if it is or not. She's going to want to go out. The other dogs are out on a walk right now, so she's a little bit confused. She goes on one on in a few days' time. Let's not glue it the wrong way around. Let's glue it back the other way. Gosh. How can this part be so tricky? Okay. Best buds, eat, sleep. Living the dream. There you go. That's what it says. Okay, and then I want to say this just hooks on and it shouldn't need gluing. I guess it is meant to be glued. It doesn't say to glue it. I think it's just meant to hook in there and not move, but you don't have to put glue on the top. Although you might want to. So go something like so. I don't think you need to glue it on top. This picture keeps moving on me. Didn't let it dry long enough. Glue on the top. Okay. All right. So that will go there for the moment. Next, let me turn the page of Salt Juliet out, see what she's after. Alright, not 100% sure she's settled, I don't think so. Anyway, this is step 11 and it is our plate rack. So, very straightforward. Let's see how well it holds together. And pick it up. Okay, she's settling. So it seems to be holding. Pop your pole through. I do like the fact that these come ready prepared and all the edgings are done. It does save an awful lot of time. Most models you end up, this is a lot tighter than I thought, you end up having to paint the edges if you want. Okay, is it meant to be glued in? No. Ooh, holes are slightly too small. Don't like that. Okay, So I'm just going to increase the size of the holes a little bit. Hopefully. Just in case any... Alright, let's see. So I'm going to do the same to this one because I'm going to assume that that is the case for this one too. And put that on there. They do actually say to put this pole in afterwards, by the way, but I don't know if that works for me. Okay, that's gone in. Push it out just a tiny bit. There we go. And that is step 11. So let's put that over with our little sign, and we will start on step 12. Very exciting one, this. Okay, step 12 is the clock. So it's exciting, but also terrifying. And I did have an issue with it, and this is a proper issue. This isn't the glue doesn't work when I don't really use the glue. This is my little clock was meant, you can see this is going to be your sticker that goes on it eventually, or soon actually, no, not quite soon. It's meant to have a tail, and my tail got lost in the form, it wasn't in the bag, which means that when it was made it missed the tail part, and it's not flat here, and it wasn't in the bag, so one can only think when it was made it came out, it was painted as normal all around the edge, which is great, and they didn't notice that my tail was gone. Now that said, it's not a big deal because maybe having it almost see-through will be quite nice. So first things first, we are going to put this plastic piece on it, and you want to have it the other way around, like so, with the line here, which is going to hold our handle for our clock, I think, like so. And we are going to put this piece on, and it has an arrow. You want to make sure the arrow is going towards where that gap is, and it does have a plastic peel, and I can find which side it's on. Oh yeah, yep. My first peel of the day. On day 4 I was having a lot of the peels, but this one's first one. Oh, can't quite get it. There we go. Oh, it's not as fun when it comes off with the tweezers. It was much more fun trying to do it myself, but hey, is it the first peel of the day? No, it isn't. The first peel was the welcome sign. Okay, and then they want you to glue this on. So just got to make sure it lines up well. It's got a little hook here for, I'm guessing it's going to be hooked on eventually, so very cool. So other than this being a little bit disappointing, that I did not end up with the tail as I should have, it might end up being more beneficial. Things happen, they happen for a reason maybe. This part is one that I've actually been dreading doing, by the way, because it looks so detailed. So hopefully they make it easy. I'm sure they will. Their instructions are actually really good. I mean, they're very detailed. So it looks in their picture like that hole's right in the centre. Mine is not. Do we think it's up the other way? No, because then the arrow wouldn't be right. Okay, so my hole's not in the centre like theirs is in the picture. Okay, anyway, then we turn it over. And it tells you to do this, as it has done, and I just seem to ignore. Okay, and we are going to put the clock face on, which is in its own little bag. which is good. Helps me. Only if I can get the bag open. Juliet's settled now. So assuming there's no overly outside noise, she should stay quiet. And this is our clock face, and you want it with the face part showing forward. So it goes in like so. Just drops in there. It's not glued in or anything. It says be careful with sharp edges, Guy. It also says wait for the glue to dry. Well, I didn't put that much glue on it, just put it on the edges anyway. I think it'll be okay. Okay, and then with its tail showing, then you are going to put on this cover, which also does have a peel. You can see the peel very clearly on this one. So my tail's going to be totally see-through, obviously, whereas yours will not be. You're coming, I see you. You can do this with tape too, I told you that before, right? Like tape bent in on itself and you put it on there and you just pull it back and it comes off, which I'm not sure would be equally as satisfying. Okay, and then it's just being glued on. It is being glued on. Okay, so again, being careful where I put the glue because I don't want to get anywhere near that mechanism. I'm just going to pop a bit up here, out the way. If I had a tail, I'd put a bit on the tail. I'll put one on here instead. A little bit there. A little bit there, and these are little bits of glue, very small amounts of glue. And then we put our Garfield on, clock face, which sits lovely. How cool is that? Okay, let me line this up. I've not been looking forward to this. Probably don't hold it by the tail for me. I'm sure yours will come with a tail. Meh. Then we are going to put the hands on, which are in another bag, all on their own. Not sure how well you'll see them on the black, so choose the paper. I'm going to get another set of tweezers because I think those might have a bit of glue on them. And they have a certain order and they have to be pushed all the way down. If I can only get them out. So there should be 3 hands. The hour hand, which is the smallest one, which is here. Then the next one, and then finally the second hand. So this one's going to go on first, and it's going to be really hard for me to show you, but I'm getting the tweezers. It has a raised edge on one side and not on the other, and it tells us to, does it go any specific way? It's telling us how to put the second hand on. It looks like the raised edges upwards. So that goes over. I couldn't swear to it, by the way. followed by this one, which is the minute hand. That's going to go on there too. Yeah, no surprise, right? Just like this one's concaved upwards. I'm not sure that's how it's meant to be. I think it's meant to be concaved. See, there's a little, take that one off, but there's a little shape to it. I think it's meant to be the other way, so the increased area will go downwards, and then you've got the flatter side of the hand showing. I think that's how it's meant to go. Don't lose them. Be careful not to bend them either. Okay, so that's one on. And the other hand. Yes, you are the right way, but that's not in the right place. Okay, and that's on. And then finally, and it looks like these are really pushed on more than what I'm showing. And then the second hand. Now the second hand, it's important which way it goes. So it's a slight lip on it, it's very small, guys. And you want that going downwards without dropping it or losing it, because finding this would be rather difficult. So I'm just trying to see which is the right way. And that goes on over it in between. And then push. Oh, man. Like I say, this part I haven't overly been looking forward to because it's quite small work in. I mean, really small work. Small work for steady. Oh, there's a click. Oh. There might have been a click, but it didn't do anything. I think the click was it falling off. I've got to check it again now. How cool is this though? If I can get it to work, it's cool. My friend, you need to let go of me. Couldn't swear I got. Oh, they've all fallen off. Okay, let me get it on a minute. Okay, only took about half an hour. I did get them on. Okay, so the key things to remember are the hands themselves. You want the smooth side up. Okay, so that bottom one needs to make sure it's concave in. Like if you look at a V, that you have the V pointing downwards. So the higher the V going upwards. Now the second hand, if you feel along it, there's a slight ridge to one side. That you want going downwards. And then that, my friends, is on. Yes. Took me an age, not because of knowing the directions of the hand, but trying to get that second hand on. And then you have to push it right down. So now it's on, and we can see it's working. It's attached. I would have almost cried if I turned it upside down and it didn't. It fell off. It did take probably about half an hour. They do say, and I'm going to read their wording to you because I'm amused. It says, installing the clock hands is quite a challenge. If you just can't get the second hand on, don't worry, I won't laugh at you. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Okay. I do actually quite like their little words of encouragement. Then you want to put your battery in, which shouldn't really touch with your hands, and you want to have positive upwards, so the button going inwards. Don't. Oh my goodness, you can imagine how much trouble I had with the hand. Actually, the hand, it wasn't that I kept dropping it either, it was getting it right on spot with where it was meant to be going. Anyway, once you can catch your button, and it is tiny. I think I read to you on day one what it was. Don't ask me to look again. You have to go back to day one if you're not sure what type of battery it is. It does come with a battery. I'm not putting in flat enough. That's the key here. Pretty sure it's the right way around. Oh man, hold on. Assuming my eyes work, gosh, I can't see that for the life of me. Okay, not to worry then. Oh no, my little hand fell off. Man, oh man. Don't get the battery in either. Pretty sure this is the positive side. Okay, battery's in. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, so the clock. So let me tell you how this went down. So I spent about 2 hours trying to get the hands on. Dropped it a few times, so always found it. And then after about 2 hours, I lost it, and I think the carpet monster ate it. So I put it to one side, thought, wait till the morning, fresh pair of eyes, see if I could find it. Can't find it anywhere. So don't know what happened to the hand. So it was the minute hand that I lost. So what I ended up doing, the hour hand I lost, sorry. What I ended up doing, unfortunately, oh, and by the way, in the meantime, the second hand broke in half. I mean, it was quite the effort. What I ended up doing was getting a tiny bit of foil, kitchen foil, aluminium foil, whatever you want to call it, folded it very finely, put a hole in the top to put it over the tiny little screw head in the middle, and put it on there, and decided it's going to be more decorative than nothing because it's got no battery in there, because there's nothing going to work on here whatsoever. And then I glued the second hand on as well, so we end up having at least a clock that looks like a clock, which was better than it would have been. And with that said, unfortunately, I hate to be beaten by something, but the clock beat me. So clock 1, me 0 is where I'm going. We are on that point moving along. It's a shame they didn't provide spares on the hands, with knowing it's a difficult thing, and it pings off very easily. But I had my magnifying glass out and everything, and it was still a no-go for me, just above my ability, I guess. But not to worry. You guys, if you get this kit and you work it, you'll be fine. You'll get it first time. And I think that's the trick. If you can get it first time round. I mean, I had trouble doing the dragon clock because I'm pushing the hands together. So, and that's a big thing. So it's not really a surprise I would struggle with it. Nevertheless, we are going to go on with a TV. So let me put these little bits to one side. Bring in some paper because I think we're going to need it for the glue. And it's quite a detailed television. Move my book to the other side of where I have it, and we will get on with step 13. I think the clock should have been step 13. Alright, be back in a tick. Okay, so for the TV, there are quite a few parts. Come back. Don't you stop running away from me. And we will need the black pieces first. So we can put this to one side for a moment. Have a paper element. It's really hard to find this sticker on here, by the way. I had to really look for it very hard, and as you can see, I actually peeled it off. We are going to be putting a light with our TV, which is pretty cool. And the little hole in the back of, was it this one? Yeah. See, that's not quite on. Where is it? Was it this? I thought it was this. It had a tiny little hole in it, and I said, I can't see a hole in it now. Okay, never mind. I'll ignore what I was about to say. Okay, anyway, there was something that I built that I said, oh, it's got a little cut out there, and maybe that's to put a light behind it. Maybe it's one of the ones from yesterday. I don't think it's going to have a light anyway. I think it's just for where the light will be behind it overall. Alright, so let's stop talking about that. So we are taking this piece and we are putting in the larger slots on here. I feel quite sad my clock didn't work out. I tried, can't say anything more. So it has a hole on it, you need to know where the hole is. All these pieces I believe are the same. Let me check that. There's 3 of them. I think they're all identical. They all have different numbers, but I think they're identical. Only if I could pick them up. Okay. Ooh, it's not. I lied. It's, oh, no, they are. That one has a thing at the front of it, so does this one, so which will go to the back. So you want one of those. Which are these 2 the same? These 2 are the same. Don't think they wrote on the part numbers. No, they are all different part numbers. So you want one with the tab going towards the back like so, and you want it in this larger one, and this one has a hole in the, they all have a hole in the top. So just push that down. But there is a hole in this base area here that you need to be aware of, and you want to push that all the way down. You do. Clock was very frustrating to me, to say the least. And then this one in the middle. I had to put a light on. Working with black is obviously a little bit much. So now I'm on the next day, which means I'm quite behind on what I was planning for, really. But is what it is. So this is like so, making sure that our hole is known and is there. And then we are going to take another piece, which I don't have another piece like that. Okay, well, we're going to take this. This is going to go through, turn it around. So I'm going to go through here. These holes at the top here. I really think I'm going to need to put a light on. It's got 4 holes in the top and it looks symmetrical. go. And we need G23. Why don't I have G23? Alright, let me go find that. Okay, gave me an opportunity to put that light on. And then you have this piece, and you want to make sure that your holes are lining up with each other. So turn it around. Goes in the other slot at the back here. It's rather detailed, isn't it? Don't know that I've known a TV to be quite as many parts, really. Okay, push all the way down. Just a little bit further, I think. I don't know if it was meant to be level here. Find out in a minute. Then we turn it again, like so. Just make sure your holes are near opposite each other. And we are going to put on this board. And again, it has a certain edge, so you want this longer edge here, or short one, the longer one being away from that hole. And this goes in the back one, all the way down, so it goes over both tabs. Okay. I'm so disappointed with that clock. Not in your abilities, not in your abilities, right? Okay, so that looks the same as theirs with the hole here. Then turn it up the other way. And we are getting to our lights. With A3. Why does my oh, this is A2. Oh, snapdragons. Okay, don't need A2. A3. And you are going to put it up this way with the light, the wire going through like so. So it's got the number A3 on it. Like so. Pull that through all the way. And then push it downwards. So just going to bend it here, like so. Okay. And you are going to go from this way, from the back, and put it through both of these holes. Ooh, easy peasy. Okay, one at a time maybe. Wow, okay. And the other one. I had it and then moved. Oh, this one doesn't want to play as well. See if I can even see it. It's like black on black in here. Okay, maybe I could try them both together then. Let's tie them together. Make them like one. I can't actually see between the two of them either. Come on, my friends. Okay, on with the magnifiers. Which have little light. Okay, you can't actually see inside either, this whole area. Oh, not difficult then. There's one coming. This time it's a grey one. I think it's just a matter of keep trying. Get this as straight as possible. Come on, my friend. Like I say, you can't even see it. It did it, guys, it did it. Okay, take these off. So my sister bought me something you get anywhere called, what are they called? Mighty glasses or something, and they have like a light and a magnifier on it. The magnifier didn't help with this, and in fact probably the light was the only thing, but there again you can't really see the wire, so it overly didn't help with that either. It felt like it was helping. Okay, so you go all the way through like so, and then connect it to the front here, and again all the way through, so you've got 2 notches. Like so, and that was the easy part. Okay, why don't you want to go a little more? Okay, something like so. Didn't want to pull more through, I don't know why. Not pull too tight. Okay, and then we are going to put the sides on, which you want the flat towards here, like so. Actually finding this black quite difficult. Maybe my eyes are already tired after looking for that hand. And then this side too. Like so. And then we put this piece on here. Okay. Wow, how weird. I wonder what that does. Is it meant to go down? It looks like it's going down. Evenly would be good. So it's like something like so. Just would like you to stay there. It's kind of cool. Then we are putting in these, so with it facing like this, we have that piece of wood here. Oh, we're turning it around now. Yes. Alright, hold on. Okay, dogs have just come back, so we'll see if they settled, but at the moment they're in play mode. Well, they were in play mode. They might have gone off it. Alright, so with this angle, you then take these pieces with the flat edge going towards the back here, and there's 4 holes here. You just want to get them in there. This isn't easy either. Black on black is so difficult for the old eyes, as you can see. I should put those glasses back on, at least I had a light with it, huh? Kind of got it at the wrong angle, there we go. So easiest way, I think, is to hold them, press them towards the back, and then slot them in roughly where they should go, and they should hopefully go in. Pretty cool, huh? It's one detail TV. Most times in models you get a little box, kind of like this. It's not in. There it is. Actually heard it almost like a light click. Okay. And lastly, oh, knocked the side off. Then we turn it over so that we have this showing like so, and we are, never mind, go back, I was jumping the gun, so then we are going to thread our wire through here, with making sure that the hole roughly lines up with where the other holes were. At least the holes are big enough. And these are going to clip on the back. Remember there's a couple here with the tabs. This wire's like, yep, we need to be involved. Don't separate us. We've been together for a while. I'm having difficulty with black on black. Okay, and then we turn it over, like so. Alright, sorry about that. So, then what we're going to do is have it facing this way. We are going to have it, that the two lines like this are over here. And clip on. I have not pre-folded this or anything. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure it doesn't ask me to do that. It does not. And then go down. Now these pieces here end up being like flaps almost. There is folding actually on it, that here. There's folding here and here. Okay. Alright, let's pre-fold them. Oh, that's not good. Do it sensibly. Okay, this one is going to go here and here, and then this one don't want to get that other one involved. Get them all folded in. I can hear Julia in my kitchen, it's always worrying. Treats. My son's dogs came back soaking wet, and the dog walker wipes them down too, but it's the weather, what can you say? Right, back to where we were. So over here, like so, wrap it around. this. Let's see where that's catching on the back. All the sides come to that. Should they be catching anywhere else? Don't get the impression that they are. I do get the impression these are going outwards, the opposite way to what I have them. Then it joins but doesn't do anything. Hold on. Okay, then it says to fold those pieces like this and like this. Okay. Right. And then and then to hold this in place on the back, no, not in the back either, these two in place here, we use this little sticker thing here. Which is slightly bigger or wider than the pieces. How difficult can it be? It's a day. What can I say? It's a day. Okay, and then carry on sending it round. Okay, it's got bounce. There's Max, he stays in place. Which is okay. We are about to maybe fix that. So then this piece goes on. So just hold it together, I guess. And this will hold it in place. Lined up a bit better. Well, okay, so that's how we're looking. Then we are taking this piece and we are taking off the cover, which is on the picture side, I think. Can't recall. I think it's on the picture side. Yeah. I think the other side would take the picture off if you tried it. Oh, come on, almost had you. I can see you. I think we're coming towards the end of the peelies now, maybe. And you want to make sure that it is... Once you get the plastic off, yeah? You turn it around so that you have the stickers at the top, their faces at the top. So this way on with a tiny bit of glue. So I'm just going to get the four corners. I actually do think my eyes are tired already. It's still quite early. Keep the glue to hand, you're going to need it again soon. It's not that difficult. And then pop your picture on face down. There are no lines on the back here of where it needs to go. Turn it over. Put it the other way then. Wow. I worry about me. I really do. And straighten it up. So it'll be something like so. It's a lot lower down than mine is. Like you can see the top of the head here. My picture's not like that. Theirs actually looks a lot smaller in reality because you can see the whole mouth too, and that wouldn't work. Right now. My goodness guys, it's still not right. It's on the wrong side, I think. Let me get it on the right side. Okay, so those lines that I could see were for this, and these two these two circles here should be on your left side, and the lines around the edge there were on the back. And the reason it confused me, well, it doesn't take much, does it, was because when you look at the picture it looks like this also has a line around this side, and I don't see that. Okay, then what we're going to do, now we're happy with it, it really wasn't that difficult. I mean, this was another one, it wasn't difficult, I made it look much more difficult than it was. Is we are going to put on our buttons for the channel and the on-off switch. So just tiny little circles, and it does have a line as to where it goes. Let's see if I can get that on. Like so. Line them up, and it should be within the circles, but like I say, it's a bit tricky to see where they are. Let's try the old glasses again. Okay, that was a little bit low, and then so that's how that ends up looking, so that's right. Okay, let's take these off. Okay, let me just get back into the box. Juliet sorted. And then we are going to put this on the model at the front where that light is, with this towards the bottom and this towards top. So is it going to be glued in? Yes. So let's get glued in on that inside. I was getting her settled, and as soon as I got the blanket to her, she got back out. Looks like she wants extra treats or something. So it probably doesn't need this much glue, but it might help the cardboard to keep down. And that'd be all it is cardboard. And this would help also push in those bottom pieces that I wasn't too happy with. inside it. Inside or on top? Kind of on top actually, after we put in glue where I put it. Yeah, I think it's on top. Alright, young lady. There you go. I wanted to put it underneath. Almost like a tiny bit too big for it. Picture started to fall out. I don't like it that this is slightly off. Oh, I pushed it back in again. Really wants to sit on the inside. Right, I'm going to put a bit of glue under here to stick this cardboard down because it keeps moving. Maybe if the cardboard was touching better on the inside, it would sit better. That said, there is this overlap. Are we sure it's not meant to be on the inside? Surely. Probably by a tad. I think these sides are all a little loose. I wonder if we meant to glue them. Doesn't say we were. Double checking myself again. No. Doesn't need it. You can see at the back here it needs it too. Anyway, I think it's something like so. I think glue it down, guys, by the way. This cardboard. It's going to save you a lot of trouble in the long run. Okay. I'll go back to sticking it down in a second and let the glue get a bit more tacky. Should have used tacky glue, huh? Would have been in my better interest to do so. I think I'm just a bit disheartened with that clock, to be honest with you. Right, next we are going to put in the aerial, which, okay, that one's stuck. Right, so kind of almost a separate piece, really, initially anyway. And we are going to pop our ears through here, our antenna ears. Through here. Then we are putting one tab in. Not that way. So you want it that the flat part is going towards the bottom here. So opposite way of what I was trying to do. Well, it's bad when you can't pick things up by tweezers. I'm just basically going to hold it on. Right, stay upside down. That other piece, this is very loose fitting. I'll try it one more time, and in which case then we just go with glue. Chasing it around. I'm assuming the other one will go on top of it and hold it in. That's my thought process. At least I feel that's what it should be doing. Okay, finally, and then this goes on top here. Which did fit. And then we have our TV. Go over these edges again. And I think where I've got a little bit of old glue, what I'll do is just go over this with a tiny bit of black. Just to freshen it up. Okay, and then the next part we need to make is the TV stand, but I think with the way that it has gone today, I'm going to call it a day for today, and we will do this. We will finish up the television, which is a stand. It's step 14. So this is what we've done for today. So very cute. That's the easy part, wasn't it? So was this. My sad unworking clock, but at least it is a clock, and that is what we have for today. So it doesn't seem much, does it? But it has taken a long time. Okay, so what do we have coming up? I've got some glue on here. We have the TV stand will be next, so it's obviously going to be wall mounted, and that is step 14. step 14, and also to assemble it as well, which I'm going to class as the same step. I think you make it and then you assemble it, and then we'll move on to 15, which is starting on all the chairs and stuff like that. Or I think it's one chair, isn't it? I think it's one chair. Maybe it is two. There's two chairs. Okay, and then a coffee machine, and then we're on to installing. So I don't think tomorrow will be the last, but I think the day after will. So I think day 7 we'll see this through. So any comments very much appreciated. I do apologise about the clock. It was just very, very unfortunate. It was a very frustrating time trying to do it. And then eventually it just finally got lost. It was like it had stayed with me for quite a while, and it was like, well, if you're not going to use me the right way, then I'm going to go and find my own path. That's what I had a feeling it was like. So anyway, any comments are very much appreciated. Do please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and most of all, take care of you. I will see you on the flip side, guys. Bye bye now.